What's up guys, Alex from FIFA Scouting Tips here. Recently I got a chance to try out FIFA 16 before it was released. While I only got to try it for a couple of hours, it was clear that scouting has changed a lot, and there have been plenty of changes to career mode in general as well. I'll be releasing a full FIFA 16 scouting guide in the coming days and weeks, but here are 5 things I've learned from my hands-on look at FIFA 16 career mode. For many years, youth players in your academy would only grow once a year, on the 1st of May. This meant that if a youth player quit the academy before the 1st of May, you'd lose an entire year's worth of growth, which was obviously not ideal. Luckily that's now changed, and youth players grow month to month just like outfield players. That's got a few positive implications. Firstly, you no longer need to worry about holding on to youth players until the 1st of May or risk losing all their growth. That alone makes it a great change. But there's another benefit too, in that you can now promote your youth players whenever you feel they are ready. You don't need to decide whether you should promote them in, say, June, or wait a whole other year to guarantee that May growth. Instead, you can now promote them in April if you feel they're ready, something that we would avoid like the plague before FIFA 16. Next up is a small but important change. You can now send out your scouts as soon as you hire them in FIFA 16. In FIFA 15 and earlier, you had to wait 2 days after hiring a scout before you could actually use them. You were told that they were in transit, which kind of gave the impression they'd been loaded into a box and shipped by FedEx. That delay has now been removed in FIFA 16, so you can get scouting as soon as the scout joins your staff. It sounds like a minor change, but it is certainly a welcome one, and it means that you can simply get on with scouting as soon as you like, rather than having to hang around waiting for that scout to arrive. In the past, you wouldn't be able to know your youth academy players' overalls until they were promoted. That made it difficult to know whether they were truly ready for the first team. Even if you had a player in the academy for 2 seasons or more, you still would never know their final overall until you promoted them. In FIFA 16, however, you'll find out your youth players' stats and overalls as soon as you sign them to the academy. This is a fantastic change and makes it much simpler to keep track of your youth players' progress and development. You can now tell at a glance how fast a winger is or how strong a centre back is, and if they're no good you can drop them to make room for new players. It's a much more straightforward way to manage the youth academy. This also has benefits for player training, which brings me to... While EA's pre-release demonstrations of FIFA 16 showed training being used on first team players, you can actually also train your youth players while they are still in the academy. This is a great step because it means you can make sure they are even more ready for the first team. Drills range from easy to hard, with players more likely to pass easy ones, but getting more stats boosted if they pass harder ones. However, it should be noted that the number of physical attributes that can be improved is limited. You're not going to be able to turn a 60 acceleration winger into a 90 acceleration lightning bolt. In fact, it seemed to me in my limited time with the game before release that you can only really boost stamina and agility. This is useful, although many players will regret that you can't speed up your players this way, but most of the training drills focus on technical stats, which makes sense I suppose. However, that's not necessarily a problem because... It's been a problem year after year in FIFA games. You scout an absolute gem of a player, then promote him and find out he has 50 sprint speed. Well, no longer. EA have really addressed this and you can now find fast players. In fact, you can even get players with very good pace even when their technical stats are next to useless, like some of these. In previous games, poor technical stats all but guaranteed poor physical stats. And as a bonus, it now looks like youth players' physical stats can grow. This was a major problem in the past, and if you promoted a player after the May update, then their physical stats often, but not always, became locked and failed to grow, leading to a horrible dilemma. Do you promote a player with good physical stats but terrible technical stats, or vice versa? Well, that's no longer an issue. Physical stats will now grow on your youth players, and because there's no May update, they won't get locked. There are a few minor oddities with this. I found a player with 80 acceleration but 68 sprint speed, for example, but the new system in FIFA 16 seems to be a lot better than in previous games, and it's something we've all been crying out for. So these have been 5 big changes that I think will really make a difference to scouting and career mode in FIFA 16. It looks like EA have enacted a lot of positive changes, so hopefully the scouting system will be a substantial improvement on FIFA 15. Like I said earlier, I'll soon be releasing a full FIFA 16 scouting guide, so make sure you keep checking back for that. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below with what you think of career mode. I also want to know what sort of things you want me to do next on this channel for FIFA 16, so make sure to tell me that. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. But then this happened. What the hell?